Well, hello, my name is Jim Royal. I'm a huge Beatles and Elvis Presley fan and basically classic rock in general. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you can do a thumbs up, that's always most appreciated. And feel free to leave comments. I always enjoy reading them and I do my best to try to respond in a timely manner. Today what I wanted to do is I wanted to review a new album that came out from Paul McCartney and Wings. This is called One Hand Clapping. And it was released yesterday on Friday, June 14th, 2024. This says that it is live studio sessions from 1974, newly mixed and available for the first time. So here we are, almost 50 years that this has finally been released. Recorded and remastered at Abbey Road Studios. So it is a double record. And the whole story behind this, let me show you the artwork first. I don't know if this is Paul doing this or not, but this is, I was trying to find out. It looks like something Paul would draw. So that's the front, and then here is the back. Okay, so let me put this back over here. So One Hand Clapping was a documentary that was filmed over 4 days at Abbey Road Studios. At that time they were called EMI, in August of 1974. And it featured Paul McCartney and Wings, and it had two new members in the band. Had Jimmy McCullough from Thunderclap Newman, formerly, just a young, just fresh, amazing guitarist, and then it had Geoff Britton on drums. Geoff Britton also was known for his karate. So you had these two new members, and I think that what Paul wanted to do is I'm guessing he probably wanted to try to break the band in, get them ready to perform some songs, record some songs, and get ready for them maybe to do, a tour. I know that after this they would soon be working on Venus and Mars, starting in November of that year. I also think that the film was made to also try to keep Wings out there in the spotlight. They were really riding high at this time with Band on the Run. They were doing sensational. So I thought this was, watching the film, watched it a couple weeks ago, and I liked the video. The video is a documentary of them in the studio recording these songs. Very bare bone, very sparse, because it's all live. It is a live album technically, but there's no fans, there's no screaming, girls or anything like that. It's just them in the studio. It does have Howie Casey there also playing saxophone when that's needed. Howie Casey would later join Paul, on other, tours and recordings, was very visible in Wings Over America. So what do I think of this? So when I watched the documentary, I'm going to talk about that first, because I had always heard about this documentary. In the 80s, I first heard about it, and I'm like, wow, there's an unreleased film out there of Paul. What is this One Hand Clapping? What's this all about? And it's a nice documentary of a glimpse in time at that moment of the band. Full of energy, look like they're, really, happy. They look like they gel well together. For Geoff, this was pretty new for him. He had only been with the band really shortly, and trying to get him to break in to know these songs. I'll tell you though, looking at and listening to him, you watch him drum, and it was just amazing. And the record sounds really good. His drumming style is just very well. I really like that. I think it definitely had a nice addition to the band. It's too bad that he was only in the group for maybe 5 months or so before he finally left. That was a shame. But I watched this video. It's a 55-minute video. This documentary, I think, was made for television. I don't know if this live album was meant to be released or not, but I'm glad to see that it has seen the light of day. But watching it, Basically, it chronicles all of the first album. There's 26 songs on here, and then it continues through a lot of the other songs on side 3. And then there's some additional stuff on there. So let's talk about the songs. I will tell you I was a little apprehensive because I watched the documentary and I thought that while it was full of energy and it was very exciting to watch, I also thought that it was just kind of flat. That was my perception of the video. But you have to understand that, you know, Abbey Road, I didn't hear, you know, the recordings on Abbey Road equipment until now. And that totally was a game changer for me. The fact that Giles Martin mixed it and did such a great job, and even though it was live in the studio and sparse, he made it sound full and even more exciting. And I really thought that, you know, this did a really good job of capturing the band at that time. So here are the songs that we have on here. It starts out with One Hand Clapping, which is an instrumental. It then goes into Jet, and the video was just really amazing because, you know, you see them and you see all of the energy of Paul, and Paul was just in his prime. This video would later, One Hand Clapping, would be released on the first Paul McCartney Archives collection in 2010 for Band on the Run. You could either get it at the time on the box set or on the 2-disc set. I was fortunate enough to buy the 2-disc, and it was a DVD that was also part of it, the video portion. So it's already out, it's already been released officially, but this is the first time this music has been official as a package. So you have One Hand Clapping, you have Jet, which is just a phenomenal rocker on here. You have Soily, which is one that I was always surprised that they never put it on a studio album officially. They did it live in 1972. They did it during the 75-76 tour, and it was excellent. It was just, what a rocker. And what I like especially about this collection is that Paul, like normal, he tries to do it very similar or as identical as possible to the studio recordings, which he does on here too. But what I like is the fact that because it's more sparse, you know, no overdubs or anything, you get to hear, in the mix, you get to hear his voice, hear his vocals very clear. So sometimes just with any artist, you know, you might hear a record and you're like, what did they just say there? What was that line there? And you get to hear everything really clearly. And it's a very interesting and fun song. Then you have Sea Moon with Little Woman Love. You have Maybe I'm Amazed. My Love, which is excellent. Then we go on to the second side. You have Bluebird. Let's Love. This is a nice treat. So here's Paul doing a original composition that he wrote for Peggy Lee, and she would later record this around that time for one of her albums. You have All of You, which is another excellent song. I think it's another original song of Paul. This is where Paul in the video is on the piano, and he's playing these songs. I'll Give You a Ring, if you remember that. That was a B-side to, I think, Take It Away from Tug of War. So this song had been around for a while. Now this is the piano version of it. Then you have Band on the Run. You have Live and Let Die. You have 1985, which is phenomenal. And you have Babyface, which is another kind of, you know, cute song, which I like, which is a cover tune. You know, that old song. It's originally from 1926. Then the second record of these 26 songs, the second record, you have Let Me Roll It, Blue Moon of Kentucky, Power Cut, Love My Baby. I can't remember that one too much. I think that's another one of those kind of maybe original songs. If you can leave comments in there, let me know. Let It Be, and The Long and Winding Road with Lady Madonna. So at this point, he was already starting to you know, warm up to doing some Beatles songs again. And that's nice about this because it contains solo McCartney, Wings, and then some Beatles. Then you've got Junior's Farm, you've got Sally G, you've got Tomorrow, you've got Go Now. Go Now is the song that was the Moody Blues that Denny Lane helped make popular, and he would also record that, you know, live versions, and that would be on Wings Over America. You have Wildlife, and then you have Hi Hi Hi, which is done really well. So now if you happen to buy, go on paulmccartney.com, there's a limited edition of this record, which includes not only the double album, but also includes a 45, a 7-inch, 11 more minutes of music, an additional 6 songs. So if you remember, if you've heard something called the Backyard tapes, this is what it's referring to. The Backyard, this was recorded on the last of the 4 days. It was outside Abbey Road when they were filming the video. And you have just Paul McCartney solo playing on his acoustic guitar a few of these songs. You have a song called Blackpool, which I think is an original of his. You have Blackbird, you have Country Dreamer, and then you have some cover tunes from the 50s. You have 20 Flight Rock, you have Peggy Sue, and I'm Gonna Love You Too. I really enjoy this album, like I said. How would I rate this? 1 out of 10, 10 being the best. I would probably give it an 8. I think it's just done very well. I think it's a nice treat, and I'm really glad that that Paul shared this with us. I just, you know, it's too bad it's 50 years we had to wait for it. Also, I don't know if you're hearing in my video, but there's a sound of cicadas, and we just have, after a 17-year cicada, these bugs that have come out. So that is the background noise. I do apologize for that. But you have a great day, and thanks for watching my video. Take care. Bye.